In this presentation, we will learn what makes a contract legally valid and enforceable. So first of all, we must know what is a contract. A contract is an agreement which is enforceable by law. A contract is an agreement between two or more people that is legally binding. This means if someone breaks the agreement, the law can help fix the problem. To make a valid contract, there must be essentials of a valid contract. These important elements covers offer and acceptance, intention to create legal relationship, lawful consideration, capacity of parties, free consent, lawful object, possibility of performance, and legal formalities. Let's look at each one in simple terms. First one is the offer and acceptance. One person makes an offer, the other person accepts it. Clearly, both must agree on the same thing in the same sense. For example, A offers to sell his bike for rupees 5,000. B agrees. That's a valid offer and acceptance. The next point is intention to create legal relationship. The people involved must intend to be legally bound by the contract. Personal or family promises usually don't count. For example, a business deal has legal intention, but a dinner plan with a friend does not count to a legal contract. The next one is lawful consideration. Consideration means something returned, something of value like money, services, or goods is exchanged. It must be legal and real. For example, paying rupees 500 for teaching a tutoring is valid, but giving money to do something illegal is not. The next point is capacity of parties. Capacity of parties means the people making the contract must be of sound mind, must be a major that is above the age of 18 years and must not be disqualified by a law. For example, any contract with minor is void. Any contract with a lunatic is also void. And for example, if we make a contract with an insolvent, it is also a void contract. The next one is free consent. Everyone must agree freely. The parties to the contracts must agree freely. No force, fraud, misrepresentation, mistake, or pressure should be involved. Free consent is equal to valid contract. If someone is forced to sign, it is not a valid contract. All these things comes under voidable contract. The next point is lawful object. The very purpose of the contract must be legal. It, it must not be illegal or immoral. You cannot make a contract to do something illegal. A contract to sell drugs is not a valid contract. The next point is certainty and possibility of performance. The contract must be possible to perform. It can't be something that is physically or legally impossible. A contract to bring someone back from the dead is not a valid. Or in this case, A wants to buy oil but does not clear the type and quantity, so it is a void contract, not a valid contract. The next and the last point is legal formalities, which is also one of the important points. The contract must be in writing and also must follow legal procedures. For example, registration, stamping, etc. must be done. So at the end, we can say a valid contract meets all these points. If these points are not covered, if these essentials are not covered, then the contract is not enforceable. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.